Greetings. This is going to be a very quick hit review of how to avoid announcing in your thesis statements. This is something that has a tendency to creep up in essays where students want to say, in this essay, I will discuss, or in this essay, I will explore, or this essay will investigate, right? This paper will discuss, that kind of stuff where you're referring to your own act of analysis, you're announcing your intention. That's why we call it an announcement thesis, or you're announcing what the paper is going to be doing, and you're referring to your paper in your paper, which is kind of weird, and we want to avoid that. So this is something that comes up. So it is something I just wanted to make sure for this first essay that we're working on that you're aware of this concern, this problem, and you are going to work to avoid it. So I'm going to share screen over here. I have a second screen and walk you through. This is from the Miami University. They have some good examples that I find will help us out. Okay, so we're looking at it here. So don't write a highly opinionated thesis, but be bold. Not too worried about that. It's this number 2 here. Don't make an announcement, right? Include your attitude towards the subject as well as the subject. Otherwise, you're just stating your intent, not your thesis or claim. So telling me that you're going to write about Dunbar and Castillo and social expectations, that's your intent. But that's not what you're actually going to be saying. You're going to be doing something. You're going to be making a larger, stronger analytical claim. So if you are focused on saying something like, in this paper, I will discuss social expectations in poetry, that's not a thesis. Okay, that's a statement of intent. It's what you're going to be doing, but you're not actually telling me what your analytical position is. Okay, so look at the samples here. My essay will discuss handgun legislation. Okay, so what's wrong with that? A couple things. Number one, it's not telling us whether they're for it or against it. Okay, are they Second Amendment absolutist, or do they believe that gun safety regulations are necessary in our society? We have some choices there. We're not clear at all. So all we know right now is what the subject of the paper is, not what the author is actually going to say about it. That is a mistake. That is a key piece that's missing. Okay. So banning handguns is the first step towards controlling crime in America. So that is a much stronger opinion, regardless of your stance on the Second Amendment. It's a much stronger opinion about the topic itself. Right? We know what the subject is, handgun legislation, and now we know what the author's intention is. Okay. So for my 1A students out there, this is the kind of thing that we need to be having in our essays rather than my essay will discuss handguns or legalization of marijuana or whatever. For my 1B students out there, don't just announce in this paper, I will be discussing Kurt Vonnegut's short stories. Okay. You need to tell us what you're trying to argue about that story or about those poems or about that play. Okay. Next example they give. In this essay, I will discuss cable television. Again, all they are providing us here is their topic. Not terribly helpful. What we want to have instead is something stronger. So the student tries something stronger. In this second one here, okay, in this essay, I will present 3 reasons why cable television is not delivered on its promises. This one's better, but it's still not good. Okay. This one is basically saying, okay, it's not just I'm writing about cable television. I'm giving you my opinion. It's not delivered on its promise, but it can be so much stronger. Okay. Look at the third one, which has a lot of the phrasing of the second one in it, but we've gotten rid of the announcing part, right? This first chunk that is the announcing, that goes away. And now we make it a stronger statement. So this is the second half of that second example, right? Cable television is not delivered on its promise. Good. To provide an alternative to network programming. So it continues on there. So we've got some of that announcing thesis from number 2 in there, but we've cut out the announcing part and we've expanded the claim that we're trying to make. Okay. So instead of saying something like, in this paper, I will discuss Dunbar and Castillo's rejection of white masculinity in American society. That sounds pretty good, but we don't need the I will discuss. Just say Dunbar and Castillo reject white masculinity and power in American society or something to that effect. Okay. So we really want to make sure that we are giving a clear, strong statement. We're not watering it down with I statements. We're not watering it down with unnecessary announcing. We're not making awkward references to the essay itself or this paper or anything like that. What is your claim? Get right to it. Start there. Okay. Now, one small asterisk on this. These announcing ones are fine for an early draft. It's not wrong if your first one is, I will discuss cable television, and your second one is, in this essay, I will present 3 reasons why cable television not lived up to its promise, da, 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 da. Those aren't wrong early on because you're working your way towards that last one. But we just don't want the final draft thesis statement to look like these. We want them to be that strong statement without the announcement. Okay, that's it. Quick hit video. I hope this is helpful. As always, you can find me in office hours or at least via email. If this is a summer or winter session, I'm available. Track me down however you have access to me. Cranium, Zoom, my physical office on campus, email only, whatever it might be, whatever works for you and I'm offering in this session, use it. All right. Take care.